having my chin up and the coach's chins up. When I went out to get Hoffman, so he didn't have too many pitches, I patted Prince on the back and said, we're all in this thing together. We got to keep fighting to get through this thing.
Well, the fight continues tonight. The Brewers back on the horse, trying to get it turned around. It is Game 3 of this 4-game series. The Brewers and the Washington Nationals. Milwaukee looking for their first win of the series. 100 games in the books, 62 to go. The Brewers open the day 49 and 51, 2 games under 500. And hi, everybody. Welcome from Miller Park. Brian Anderson along with Bill Schroeder. Great to have you with us tonight. And indeed, the Brewers are right back on the horse rock. That's the great thing about baseball. You always have another day. And tonight, the Brewers are going to give the ball to Manny Parra.
Well, important for Manny Parra to be able to get deep into the ball game. That has not really been the case so far on this homestand. But Manny Parra, you got to like what you see from him so far. Really attacking the strike zone. The fastball early in the count. I mean, he's got a different look in his face these days. After getting called up from the minor leagues, the difference between now and then is just basically the mentality, not a whole lot of a mechanical adjustment. He's been throwing the baseball well, had a bad inning, just one bad inning since he's been called up. And you see his numbers right there. Last 3 starts at 2.50 ERA, and he's been keeping the ball in the ballpark. He's only allowed the 1 home run.
Well, one area of concern for the Milwaukee Brewers, specifically on this homestand, is to avoid playing out of a big hole early. Offensively for the opponent, huge numbers they're putting up against Brewer pitching on this homestand.
And that's got to stop. I mean, the Brewers have been playing from behind a lot, even all season long, but early in the year they were able to come back. In the 4 losses so far on this homestand, 40 runs, 54 hits, including 12 home runs. You can see the Brewers really, in the beginning of the ball games, it hasn't been all that bad, but middle innings, they have been getting pounded. That has to stop right now here tonight.
So Manny Parra gets the ball against Garrett Mock of the Washington Nationals. Game 3 coming up. Brian Braun has homered in 2 previous games. Can he make it 3 straight? Game 3 coming up next from Miller Park. Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards. By Time Warner Cable, the power of you. And brought to you by AT&T, your world delivered. Wednesday night baseball here at Miller Park in Milwaukee. Beautiful night for baseball again. Boy, it has been outstanding on the weather front this week. Unfortunately, the Brewers have not matched the great weather with some winds. Maybe that'll change tonight. Jim Riggleman, the skipper of the Washington Nationals, issues this lineup tonight. It's courtesy of Subway. Nyjer Morgan leads off. He's been tough on the Brewers in this series. Christian Guzman bats second with Josh Willingham in the 3-hole. Ryan Zimmerman, Nick Johnson, and Ronnie Belliard in the middle of the order for Riggleman. And the bottom three, Austin Kearns, Josh Bard, and Garrett Mock.
Well, the Piggly Wiggly scouting report on Manny Parra here tonight. Very important for him to eat up some innings, get deep into the ball game to take the pressure off that bullpen that has been very active on this homestand. Stay on the attack with a fastball. He's been very good in establishing the fastball and been very aggressive in the strike zone with it. And got to keep the Nationals off the board early. Brewers have been playing from behind far too much on this homestand.
And defensively behind Manny Parra, Ryan Braun, Mike Cameron, and Corey Hart in the outfield. The infield is Counsell, Hardy, Lopez, and Fielder, with Mike Rivera getting the call behind the plate, matching up with Parra here tonight. Those two matched up 2 years ago to throw a perfect game in AAA. See the numbers for Manny. You can throw out the ERA. Rough start to the season. He was demoted to AAA, and since he's come back, he has pitched very well. As Rock mentioned, a 2.5 ERA in his 3 starts, and a 1-0 record, and trying to build on that here tonight. The Brewers in desperate need of a quality start, a deep start, and frankly a dominating start. You got Parra tonight. Ken Maka has Gallardo tomorrow, and he's hoping that will be the start of a winning streak as the Brewers are about ready to head to San Diego, beginning a series on Friday. Parra's ready to work. Nyjer Morgan digs in, and the first pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike, and away we go from Miller Park. That's Paul Nart calling balls and strikes tonight. Joe West, Ed Rapuano, and Paul Schreiber on the bases. And 2 quick strikes on Nyjer Morgan. Morgan has struggled this year against left-handed pitching. Only a 159 batting average against lefties. You notice in that Nationals lineup, no Adam Dunn in the lineup tonight for the Washington Nationals and Jim Riggleman.
Yeah, Manny Parra is only going to face 2 left-handed batters. There are 2 switch hitters in the Nationals lineup, but they'll swing around and bat right-handed. Manny Parra got opponent batting average at about 300 against lefties, but has not allowed a home run to a left-handed hitter this year.
Well, it was a home run by Nyjer Morgan yesterday in the first inning that put the Nationals on top. 1-2 pitch, and Morgan doesn't chase. Morgan last night had 2 hits. He was 2 for 5 at the plate, drove in 3 runs. Hit his first home run as a National. And a little bouncer out to Felipe Lopez, the former National, and 1 away in the first inning. So Rock, 100 games in the books. After last night's loss to Washington, it was an 8-3 final score. 100 down, 62 to go. The Brewers certainly feeling like they're at the bottom of where they have been all year, and hopefully that means a turnaround soon. The Brewers would like to get something started here prior to a very long, difficult road trip coming up, which begins Friday.
Yeah, 2 games under 500, and I think the most disappointing thing for the Brewers has been their record here at Miller Park. 25-26. Over the last few years, they have dominated at home.
Milwaukee has not been 2 games under 500 since late April. And hoping to turn that around as they make a bid for their 50th win of the year. But after all of that, as you see Corey Hart with the Abraham Lincoln look tonight. Went for the dye job. Maybe that'll get things turned around. But after all of that and all of the struggles the Brewers have had, they open the day 4.5 back of the St. Louis Cardinals. Cubs won earlier today. They shut out Houston behind Randy Wells. Cardinals will host the Dodgers as Parra strikes out Christian Guzman. 2 up, 2 down for Manny Parra.
No, momentum in a baseball game is all established by the starting pitcher. Very important for Manny to have a good first inning, get the Brewers in that dugout and up to the plate. And it's been a tough road to hoe for in the first inning, even when the Nationals haven't scored in the first inning. Long innings on this homestand early on.
Here's Josh Willingham, who hit the 2 grand slams here on Monday night. Willingham with 16 home runs, 39 driven in, and one of the many 300 hitters in this Washington order. The top 3 guys in their batting order batting over 300. We told you at the outset of the series, this Washington club, they could swing the bats. Open the series second in the league in on-base percentage. They work deep in the counts, make it tough on a pitcher. The reason they have the worst record in baseball primarily has been their defense, and then secondary to that, their pitching.
Yeah, one goes with the other, but the Washington Nationals have not made an error in this series so far. They are errorless for a team that is dead last in errors in all of baseball.
And they have pounded out 22 runs thus far on 25 hits in 2 games in this series. Rock gave you the number in the open. The Brewers, in their 4 losses, giving up over 10 runs a game and more than 13 hits per game. A little flare for Willingham. That'll drop for a base hit. A 2-strike hit for Willingham. And that'll get Ryan Zimmerman to the plate.
Well, good pitch by Manny. Can't do much about that. Willingham big and strong, although he got the ball in on his fists. Willingham strong enough to inside out it, get enough of it to dump it into right field. Good pitch, but a good hitter able to fight it off.
Two outs and a man on for Ryan Zimmerman. An all-star this year for the first time as a member of the Nationals. You see Mike Rivera behind the plate tonight. He is familiar with Manny Parra, not just at the big league level, but caught him a lot in the minor leagues. He was the everyday catcher in Nashville back in '07. And Ken Macha wanting to return some of what he saw between Parra and Rivera. And Macha, who's done his fair share of catching in his day, certainly understands the position behind the plate and knowing how important it is to a pitcher, especially one that's kind of coming back from some struggles.
Now you get that comfort level, and Rivera did a nice job with Manny in his first 2 starts after coming back. Not that Manny pitched all that poorly his last time out. He did give up 10 hits, but really it was only 1 bad inning. Hit a home run and 3 runs. Other than that, it was another good outing by Manny Parra.
That was against the Braves. That was a no decision for Manny. 5 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs allowed. He threw 106 pitches. 2 outs in the first, and the 2-1 to Zimmerman in the dirt. Good block by Rivera. Since Parra has returned, he has faced the Cardinals, the Reds, and the Braves. Went 7 innings against St. Louis, did not allow an earned run, and just 3 hits against the Cardinals. His win came against Cincinnati on the road at Great American Ballpark. Just 1 run in 6 innings. There's a called strike, 3-2 the count. Coming back inside, the 3-2. And that one just misses. Zimmerman draws the walk. Washington with an early threat here with 2 away. It's one thing we've seen a lot of in this series from the Nationals, partner. The Nationals have been on base pretty much every single inning of this series.
And have done a lot of damage with 2 outs. You know, Manny not having much trouble getting the first 2 outs in the inning. That jam shot by Willingham, and all of a sudden the Nationals are knocking on the door once again.
Only twice in this series have the Nationals been retired in order. 2 on for Nick Johnson. Yeah, good fastball for a strike. 94 miles an hour for Manny Parra early. Normally it takes him a while to get heated up. Usually you see him in the low 90s early, and then you get into the second, third, fourth inning. That's when you start to see the mid 90s fastball. But he's amped up tonight.
And that's one of the adjustments that he's made since his return from the minor leagues. He's amped up right out of the bullpen, realizing that he needs his good fastball, not relying as much on his off-speed pitches early in the game.
Taking more of the sprinter's approach on the mound as opposed to the marathoner's approach, which a lot of starting pitchers do. But let's face it, Parra is a power pitcher. He's a strikeout pitcher.
And he forgot how to pitch like that for a while, his first time with the Brewers.
The 0-2. Johnson lays off a high fastball. And isn't it amazing what, the first time through the lineup, you show a good fastball like that, you can really set up off speed for the rest of the game.
You get guys looking for that fastball, then you open up that outside corner with that split and a changeup.
Line drive, base hit. Willingham around third, and he's going to score. The Nationals right back at it. Boy, this team making it look easy in this series against the Brewers. 2 hits and a walk with 2 outs, and Washington is up 1-0.
Now, once again, the Brewers have to play from behind. That fastball right down the middle of the plate, and Nick Johnson able to bang it right back through the middle. Mentioned that Manny, not much of an advantage facing left-handed batters with respect to batting average. Lefties hitting him at a 301 clip, but he has not allowed a home run to a lefty. It was a good at bat by Johnson.
Here's Ronnie Belliard, a notorious first pitch swinger at the plate. Had a hit last night and takes a big hack. And a first pitch fastball from Parra.
And Belliard doesn't get cheated. He's going to get up there and take 3 healthy hacks. Ronnie's never been one of those work the count type guys. So you got to be careful with him early in the count.
Belliard's been an all-star in his career. Played for the Brewers, came up in the Brewers system as a matter of fact, and spent the first 5 years of his big league career in Milwaukee. He was here when this ballpark opened in 2001. Was an all-star with the Indians. Parra jams him and he fouls it away in the seats.
Yeah, Ronnie a good player as a member of the Brewers. From time to time, he's got that body language that may rub you the wrong way if he's not hitting the baseball all that well. But still in all, he's a hard-nosed player that plays every day. Get some hits for you.
Well, he ended up with the Cardinals during their World Series championship season in '06. So he's got a ring. Traded from the Indians to the Cardinals that year, and then he ended up with Washington the year after. Two and two to Belliard. A run is in for the Nationals, and the Brewers behind early once again. Popped him up. Hardy back. Cameron coming in. Hardy will make the call and the catch. So all the damage with 2 outs. Nationals get 2 hits and a run, and the Brewers coming up for the first time. He's chins up, as Ken Maka told us before the ball game. Brewers batting order tonight brought to you by Subway, and Maka has Felipe Lopez, Craig Counsell, and Ryan Braun in the top third of his order. Braun has an 8-game hitting streak going. Fielder, Hart, and Cameron in the middle, with Hardy, Rivera, and Parra rounding it out. That lineup will face Garrett Mach.
And the Piggly Wiggly scouting report, he was a starting pitcher down in the minor leagues. Then they turned him into a relief pitcher, a closer at that, and then now back into a starting pitcher. So I guess he's kind of confused as to what his identity is. He is a power pitcher. They say he gets it up there in the low to mid 90s. Basically 2 pitches with that fastball and a couple of different breaking pitches. Beyond that, he's a bit of a mystery.
Not a lot on Garrett Mach, making his 3rd big league start of the season. Only his 6th start in the major leagues. As Lopez drives one into the gap, Morgan's got a long way to go, and he runs it down. Boy, speed to burn from Nyjer Morgan. That is a double against most teams. Nyjer Morgan, one of the fastest players in all of baseball.
Yeah, he gets a great jump on the baseball, doesn't play all that deep, and able to go back in a full sprint, never took his eye off of it, and made the catch. When I talk about a confidence booster for your pitcher, that ball drops, he's behind the 8 ball right away.
One of the many former Pirates now playing for other major league teams these days. The Pirates made a couple of deals in the last 24 hours. They traded away their middle infield last night and today. It was Jack Wilson traded to the Mariners late last night. Freddie Sanchez dealt to the Giants in the recent hours.
Not much left over there in Pittsburgh.
Taco Bell, who's hot. Craig Counsell returns to the lineup.
Well, I guess if you're going to rebuild, why not go all the way, right? With the Pirates, Adam LaRoche gone while the Brewers were in town.
Yep. LaRoche traded away to the Boston Red Sox. Sanchez and Jack Wilson are gone as well. Nyjer Morgan was traded earlier this year. Nate McLeod. Some of the trades earlier today. Freddie Sanchez for a minor league pitcher, the 20-year-old Tim Alderson, who is one of the premier young arms in the Giants system. So the Pirates feel like that is a good deal for them for the future. 20-year-old pitcher who is having a lot of success in Double-A. Counsell with a base hit extends his hitting streak to 11 games. Other trades today in baseball: Jack Wilson and Ian Snell, who was pitching in Triple-A for the Pirates, sent to Seattle for Jeff Clement and Ronnie Cedeno, and there are also 3 minor league pitchers in there. So
if Ian Snell gets his wish, he's out of Pittsburgh. Got to be pretty bad when you ask to go down to Triple-A when you're a big league starter, and a pretty good one at that.
Yep. Needed a change of scenery, and the Pirates obliged. Still no news on Roy Halladay. He is still a Blue Jay at this hour.
Cliff Lee got traded today.
Yeah. Philadelphia Phillies made the deal. They turned their sights away from the Blue Jays. Ruben Amaro, the general manager of the Phillies, saying they were asking too much, and they made the deal with the Cleveland Indians. 4 players in the Cliff Lee deal. Chips will be falling fast here as we approach the trade deadline, which is Friday. Runner at first with Braun at the plate, and a 2-0 count. Hitters count for Ryan, and he takes a strike. Braun's been swinging a red hot bat lately. 8-game hitting streak. And swinging heavy lumber during the streak as well. Braun now 6th in the league in RBIs. He has 69 ribbies to start the day. And a bouncer in the hole. Guzman fires to second for 1. That's all he'll get. Ball was dropped by Belliard, but Ed Rapuano saying he dropped it on the transfer.
And one of the rare times that we've seen Ryan Braun try and pull a pitch that's away from him. He's been doing such a good job of staying back through the middle into the opposite field. He rolled over on that one. A breaking ball from Mock and almost got his double play, but a good play by Guzman to get the out at second base.
And a good call by Rapuano. You could clearly see Belliard dropped it on the transfer. So Braun at first with Fielder at the plate. Brewers trying to answer a run scoring inning for the Nationals in the first. 2-out RBI hit by Nick Johnson.
Prince has the shades working tonight.
Trying to remember when Mike Cameron took us through all of his sunglasses,
right,
and he gave us the description. You
good
remember
luck.
This particular version?
Yeah, good luck. I knew where you were going with that. Some of those glasses actually brighten everything up. I mean, they'll take away the glare, but I think those are mainly the amber shades, the amber glasses that they wear. Not sure what those do.
Those are for skeet shooting. Fielder actually uses Mike Cameron's glasses. He doesn't have any glasses on his own. He goes into the Cameron file for that. And Mike Cameron has an impressive.
Yeah, why buy when you can borrow?
That's a good point. That's a good life creed, actually. It's like other people's boats and grills.
Right. I have a sneaking suspicion that Cam doesn't buy those either.
But he takes great care of them. Fielder shoots one to the opposite field, a base hit. So Prince with a base knock, the second hit in the inning for Milwaukee.
A nice piece of hitting by Prince. There's a big power hitter right there. A guy that is not just a power hitter, but he's a good hitter. He's become a good quality major league hitter, hitting over 300, and that's why. You're not trying to pull that base full. Try and pull that, it's an easy out. I mean, it's going to be a 4-3 put out. You go with it, get a base hit.
We try to replicate it as best we can. We're limited by our resources. But that's the idea. Something to work on. 2 on for Corey Hart. Hart's been a hot hitter lately. You can go back 18 games for Corey Hart, this stretch of success he's had at the plate. .317 batting average over his last 18 games. He also has a couple of home runs in that stretch. Swings at the first pitch, and Mock is going to get out of the 2-out jam. So the Brewers strand a pair. They come up empty in the first, on our way to the second. Hey, the gang from Stitch and Pitch here at the ballpark tonight. We'll have more on that a little bit later. Big cause the Brewers are behind. They're hard at work. Our Carsoup.com email the booth question from Brett in Eau Claire. He wants to know, why do some pitchers have personal catchers?
I don't think they do.
No,
I really don't think that they do. I remember Steve Carlton, when he was with the Cardinals, had Tim McCarver catch every single game that he pitched. Preferred to have McCarver back there, but I think that the question is more related to Mike Rivera and Manny Parra. I don't think that's the case. Just the way it works out, it gives Ken Mock an opportunity to get Rivera back in the game on a regular routine. Rivera hasn't caught or started a game in 11 days. All the way back in Cincinnati.
Now Rivera should be back out there every 5th day now that Maka has matched him up with Manny Parra. Rivera was catching Dave Bush on a regular basis, and to your point, Maka said, I don't do it because the pitcher needs a specific catcher. I do it so Mike Rivera can plan accordingly. As a backup catcher, he gets to know when he's going to play, prepares for that start. Parra strikes out Austin Kearns to start this 2nd inning.
And plus, there's been a lot of success with Rivera and Parra. You mentioned it back in the minor league days, and his first 2 starts since coming back. Mike Rivera was behind home plate. So why not? And Manny Parra with an outstanding split-fingered fastball. And when he keeps it down in the strike zone, it's a very good pitch for him. It's the splitters that stay up in the zone. Those are the ones that have a tendency to get knocked out of the ballpark.
Josh Bard, the Nationals catcher, at the plate. Bard's a switch hitter. Had the night off last night. Will Nieves caught for Washington. Bard started on Monday night, one of the few Nationals to go hitless in that 14-run, 13-hit attack. He was 0 for 4 with a walk. Nationals got a run in the first on an RBI single by Nick Johnson. Did it with 2 outs. It's 3-2. Parra's been able to come back in the count. Final game of the series tomorrow. Giovanni Gallardo starts for the Brewers. It's a matinee tomorrow. Day game here at Miller Park. We'll have it for you on Fox Sports Wisconsin. A 1:05 start. We're on the air at 12:30. And Parra lost him. 1-out walk. And those 3 up, 3 down innings continue to be tough to find for Brewer pitching in this series.
Manny's last start, he walked 3. Walked 3, struck out 3, did go up the home run, but base on balls have been an issue for Manny all year.
So here's the pitcher, Garrett Mock. And not bunting, he lines one into right center, a base hit. Now, on most nights in the National League, you'll see the pitcher bunt in that spot, but Mock takes a hack and he comes up with a base hit. 2 on with 1 away.
Well, Jim Riggleman apparently liked what he saw perhaps in batting practice today. Pretty good hack by Mock. Being able to get on top of it, he slices it into right field, and now first and second with the top of the order coming up. Still have to make your pitches. Anybody with a bat in their hand, you make a mistake like the one he just made, pretty good chance you're going to give up a base hit.
And Mock with his first major league hit. They finally get the ball back. The ball ended up in the seats, and they'll keep that as a souvenir.
And lesson learned. I mean, even with the pitcher up, you can't lose focus or concentration and think it's going to be an easy at bat for you. Still have to make the pitches.
Morgan with a base hit. Braun is up with it. They'll hold the runners. And the Nationals have the bases loaded here with 1 away.
of a sudden attacking early in the count. So back-to-back pitches have ended up into the outfield, one to right, one to left. Both hitters going to the opposite field.
Morgan continues his hot hitting series. That is his 6th hit of the series in game number 3. Bases loaded, one away. Here's Christian Guzman. Guzman last night homered. Hit a 3-run home run last night against Tim Dillard. He hit it as a left-handed batter. Guzman has only 5 homers this season.
Yeah, that was a knockout punch last night. He was able to hang around, and that 3-run home run in the 8th kind of ended it. Unlikely home run hitters last night. Guzman and Nyjer Morgan.
Ground ball, base hit. 1 run is in. That's barred. Here comes Mock. Nope, he'll stop around third. And the Nationals keep the train moving here. Guzman with an RBI single. 2-0 Washington. Still bases loaded. Still just 1 out. And here comes Willingham.
They struck out Austin Kearns relatively easily to start this inning. And since that time, it's been a real fight for Manny. A walk and 3 consecutive singles. And now you got the troublesome part of this order coming up. Billy Castro has been on that mound quite a bit on his homestand.
They're going to have to lay some sod down between that spot from the dugout to the mound.
Well, it's been 3 times a night, it seems.
Well, and guess who's coming up with the bases loaded? Josh Willingham, who on Monday night put himself into the annals. Only the 13th player in Major League history to hit grand slams, 2 grand slams in the same game. He did it in consecutive at-bats. And he's up there with the bases loaded again. With Adam Dunn out of the lineup tonight, Riggleman flip-flops Willingham and Zimmerman, and Willingham hits in the 3-hole.
You certainly have to feel good. You came to the ballpark today, saw their lineup, and Adam Dunn out of it. Now their best hitter. I mean, best run producer, certainly. He's sitting this one out. But it really hasn't slowed the Nationals down much.
Already with 2 runs on 5 hits. And we're only in the 2nd inning. 3 hits in this inning. Last 4 batters have reached. 2. The 2nd run is in. 1 run here in the 2nd on the RBI from Guzman. Parra could use a ground ball in the worst way. Two and 2 the count. Got a fastball by him.
There's a couple of pitches out away from Willingham that he hit the grand slams on, so maybe try and crowd him a bit. Manny crowded him the first time up, but he fought it off into right field. You throw the splitter here. Rivera's got to block it, get it down in the dirt.
Got him. Struck him out. Took something off. Not sure if it was the splitter or the changeup. But the change of pace had Willingham out in front.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell when it's up in that location. It was the speed, not the location, that got Willingham that time. Good pitch.
So a big strikeout for Parra. Now 2 away. But a dangerous hitter coming up in Ryan Zimmerman. Bases loaded. A run is in. 2-0 Washington in the 2nd inning. "50 pitches already for Manny Parra. Not through the 2nd yet. 2-0 to Zimmerman.
Well, you know, Zimmerman's sitting dead red right here. He knows that Manny's got to throw him a strike.
Zimmerman 1 for 5 yesterday. And 4 ground ball outs yesterday and an infield hit. Parra gets one in there, a fastball. Zimmerman homered here on Monday night. 2 hits in this series. Been on quite a bit. He was hit by a pitch. And he's drawn a couple of walks. Bases loaded, 2 away. Parra deals a 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. Boy, you can just feel the anxiety in the building. Brewers fans have seen it all too often. And Parra walks him. And the Bluebirds are out early tonight. 3-0.
Only the second RBI by Ryan Zimmerman in this series. And if you would have told me that Zimmerman would only have 1 RBI in the first 2 games, I would have thought that the Brewers would have been in pretty good shape. But it's the guys around Zimmerman that have really done a good job. And you got to wonder what that bullpen situation is like here tonight. Ken Maka is probably 2 men short. Had Villanueva 4 innings yesterday. I'd be stunned if he was available, and Dillard as well.
Well, Nick Johnson, who had the 2-out hit in the first inning. Johnson against left-handers this year after his hit in the first, batting .347. So now you know why Riggleman has him in the lineup against lefties.
He sat out against the right-hander last night, playing tonight against the lefty.
Flares one. Counsell giving a chase. That'll bounce foul. Ball and a strike on Johnson. Look at the numbers, the splits for Johnson, lefties versus right-handers. About a third of the at-bats against left-handed pitching.
He got 2 home runs. Some left-handers just stay in there a little bit better. Just keep that shoulder closed. Don't pull off as much against left-handed pitching. Righties, you have a tendency to try and jerk the ball into right field.
Ball and 2 strikes. A quiet Miller Park here early as the Nationals doing what they have done this entire series, and that's get on top early. 2 runs are in, 3-0 Washington. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And a big pitch coming for Parra. Johnson able to stay alive.
You see the way he stayed in there on that pitch. I don't even think that was a strike. It looked like it might have been off the outside corner, but keeps that front shoulder closed well and nearly caught that left field line. Perhaps more of a tendency with left-hander or against the right-hander that he's going to, pull that shoulder and try and pull the baseball.
Do it all over again. 1-2 the count. 2-2. Missed upstairs. Nick Johnson's name's been thrown around a little bit in the rumor mill as we approach the trade deadline. I think ultimately the Nationals would like to get Adam Dunn to first base, which doesn't happen that often as long as Johnson is on the roster. Spoils another pitch. Big question mark on Nick Johnson. He was a very highly touted prospect coming up with the Yankees and showed some signs early, but then a lot of injuries the last few seasons.
Couldn't stay on the field, yeah. And because of that, teams are not sure if they want to take a chance on him, give up prospects for him.
2 balls, 2 strikes with the bases loaded here in the second. Count goes full.
That's the last thing Manny wanted. Now the runner's going to get a head start. Well, you got to figure it's got to be a fastball here, don't you?
Johnson just laid off a pretty good pitch.
Can't walk another.
That's a pitch Parra gets strikeouts on quite often. Runners are going to be on the move here. And the 3-2. And it's ball 4. Johnson takes his walk. Another run is in. And the song remains the same here for Brewer pitching.
Now, what do you do if you're Ken Macha? I mean, absolutely nothing. Already 4 walks by Manny. And 2 of them have scored runs. With a bit of a short-staffed bullpen tonight.
And the last thing you want to do right here is groove one to Ronnie Belliard, who's ready to hack. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 4-0 Washington. And that one finds a corner, a little off-speed pitch.
Yeah, Manny throwing an awful lot of off-speed pitches in this game already. A lot more than he had in his first 3 starts.
9th batter in the inning to hit for Washington. That should stay playable. Hardy is over. In foul territory, makes a catch. The inning is over, but Washington strikes quickly again. The Brewers are in a hole once again at Miller Park.
Lead to the bottom of the second inning. Let's check in with some news and notes around the major leagues. Mark Buehrle set a new Major League Baseball record with 45 consecutive retired in 2 starts. The news of the day, well, one of many trades today. Cliff Lee heading to the city of brotherly love as he, along with Ben Francisco, were traded to the Phillies. And finally, Roy Halladay still on ice, waiting to see if he'll be traded. I talked to Ken Macha about potential trades the Brewers may be exploring, and he told me Doug Melvin did something last night that he hasn't done all season, and he called him after the game on his way home just to reassure him that he's doing everything in his power to make this team better. But no names and no deals have been completed yet, but we'll still continue to keep a close eye on the guys.
No, and you don't want your club looking over their shoulder as if, you know, the savior is coming as well. I think what Ken Macha wants more than anything else is to get some pitching and not be in such a deep hole early in games. That would help a lot right away.
Oh yeah, they just can't continue to, stay on the same pace that the Brewers have been on lately.
Yeah, the Brewers find themselves down 4-0 here, only the second inning.
You remember early in the season, the Brewers were amongst the best in baseball and come from behind wins. That stuff catches up to you after a while. You just can't continue to do that and expect to come back late in ball games. And I think we have seen that it has caught up with them.
Well, just like a low-scoring game puts a lot of pressure on the pitching staff, when you find yourself down 4 runs this early, there is a lot of pressure on the offense as well. You know, everybody, I was talking to J.J. Hardy about that today, and Hardy said, you know, your inclination as a hitter, you want to go up there and hit the 4-run home run when nobody's on base.
Absolutely. And it's very difficult to just maintain that patient approach and just nip away at them. You know, a single here, a walk here, and then maybe somebody hits a home run, but everybody wants to do too much. And I think that's what's happening with the pitching staff as well. Make no mistake about that. These guys are trying extra hard, realizing the situation that they're in. And the harder you try, the worse things have a tendency to turn out. Enter Time Warner Cable's Diamond Life Sweepstakes, and you can spend a day in the big leagues. One winner will take batting practice at Miller Park, score a major leaguer's salary for the day, and watch the Brewers game from a suite. Visit Brewers.com for details.
Here's Hardy. JJ 3 for 3 last night. 2 singles, a double, drove in a run. Hardy had a 2-out RBI hit in the 2nd inning last night. And you just get the feeling Hardy is getting things turned around at the plate. Starting to see the ball much better lately.
Well, I think more importantly, I think some of his, hard hit balls have been falling in. I mean, hard hit ground balls have been finding holes. He's been finding gaps more often.
Hardy into right center. Got in on his hands a little bit, and it's Morgan who will make the catch for out number 1.
You don't even need a left and right fielder with that guy out there.
He plays the ball. He's like Kelly Leak.
I mean, that ball was basically right at Austin Kearns. You see him talking about it. How about letting me play? He took one away from Willingham in the 1st inning. What he's saying to him is, you take everything from where you're standing right now to the line. I got everything else.
Well, he's been a big hit in Washington. That was a head-scratching trade by the Pirates. Why they would give up an energy player like Nyjer Morgan? It looks like he's going to be not just a good defensive player. You knew that, but he is a weapon offensively.
Well, they had a kid in the minor leagues that they wanted to bring up, and we saw him in Pittsburgh. He looks like a pretty good player himself. McCutcheon, leadoff hitter.
Here's Rivera with Cameron at first, and Rivera chases one. Pop up behind the plate. Josh Bard flips the mask, and he's got it for out number 2. Two outs for Manny Parra. Parra with 2 hits this year. He's 2 for 24 at the plate. Does have a couple of RBIs. Well hit to right. Kearns is over. He's got it for the out. And the inning is over. The Brewers waste a leadoff walk. We head to the 3rd. Washington 4, Milwaukee nothing. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Plains Farm and Fleet. You'll always find value at your local Farm and Fleet. By Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig and save. And by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin. Always a great experience inside Miller Park, and a view from Friday's Front Row Grill. The Owen Row got knocked out today, Rock. You know the words, the Front Row Sports Grill?
Yeah, I see that.
Josh Willingham, during batting practice, banged one off of the O, and it knocked it right off of there. So it's the Front RW Sports Grill tonight.
I thought it was painted on. Guess not.
Nope, not painted. More like glued.
Decal.
Little decaled on there.
Still a good place to watch a game.
So even the Washington Nationals doing damage in batting practice to Miller Park. It's not right.
No.
Austin Kearns leads off. He led off the second inning with a strikeout. And then the Nationals proceeded to score 3 runs after that on 3 hits and 3 walks.
Kind of a mystery as to what has happened with Austin Kearns. He has battled some injuries, but this guy used to be one of the premier power hitters in the National League when he was with the Reds. Falling on hard times this year. Limited playing time, hitting below 200, only 17 RBIs. This guy's too good of a hitter to have numbers like that. He's always been very good at using right field. My guess is he's trying to pull everything.
Kearns had a 20 homer season just 3 years ago, and Parra walks him to start the inning. Well, this is looking like a short night for Manny Parra already. Time now for the Cabin Woodstains legendary performance. Back on July 29, 1986, Sparky Anderson, the first skipper to win the World Series in each league, also becomes the first manager to win 600 games in both the National and the American leagues. The Tigers beat the Brewers 9-5 when he accomplished that feat. So there's a Brewers tie in there.
True.
1986.
True. Is that a yes or no?
True. True.
Oh, it's not
True
a
or
question,
false?
is it?
You nailed it.
Yes, that happened.
Were you here for that? 1986? Where were you in?
I was here.
Sure you remember it well.
83 through 88. A member of the Brewers.
Oh, you played?
I did. I played it in the major leagues, yes. That particular day or that series, I'm not sure. Probably not.
I love when Rock gets that question. Oh, did you play? There's a fly ball to right. Out number 1. My other favorite walking through the concourse with Rock is, Mr. Thomas, will you sign my ball? I'm sorry, Gorman Thomas is not here.
I get that, once a homestand.
That can't be.
I consider that to be a compliment.
You know what?
Though.
You're right.
I mean, Gorman's a handsome man.
He is. Yes, he is. We stopped by Gorman's Grill the other day when we were out in the Harley Davidson deck. Out there in right field, behind the beer pen. There it is. That's one of the jerseys anyway. That's his spot.
Big spike.
Every now and then he'll make a cameo out there. He warred well.
Yes, he did. He could play.
What an athlete.
Yeah.
Ever look up Gorman Thomas? He was recruited in 2 sports at a high school. Could have easily gone and played Division I football. Running back.
He could hit some homers and crash into a wall out there in center field. Good center fielder, good arm. They can hit him a long way. And a funny man.
Mock trying to get a bunt down perhaps. And his first major league hit last time up. And it's 2-2. Garrett Mock back and forth between the bullpen and the starting rotation. He began the year as the closer down in AAA. So the Miller High Life sign is now ripped. The front row grill sign is broken. And Mock is out on strikes. Nationals are doing some damage here.
Anything but the beer sign.
Did you bring your glove tonight? There we go. We got that done.
No, I didn't bring the glove.
That's what technology will do for you. We'll fix it up. Don't worry about it. Only for those in our viewing audience, however. Nyjer Morgan. Well, you want to know why the Nationals have had so much success? All you got to do is look at the top of their order. Morgan and Guzman in this series. They've scored 6 runs, 10 runs batted in. Morgan is 6 for 12 at the plate. And Guzman is 5 for 11. That'll set up a lineup in a hurry. This time, Parra gets to it after a leadoff walk. 4-0 Nationals. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fox Sports Wisconsin encourages you to visit any participating Dairy Queen location on Thursday, August 13th for Miracle Treat Day. For every Blizzard treat purchase, $1 or more will be donated to select Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Visit miracletreatday.com for a list of participating Dairy Queen locations. My personal favorite, the Heath Bar Blizzard at Dairy Queen. Where I grew up, there was a Dairy Queen pretty much on every corner. And it's a great cause, and we're behind it 100%. Lopez, a bouncer, nice play by Belliard, and he's going to get the out.
What is all this bad defense that the Nationals have been playing all year? I mean, they've been playing some pretty solid D. Outfield, infield, they've been making all the plays. All the routine plays and a lot of most of the very tough plays.
You can't do it much better than that from the second base position.
Belliard with a very good arm, even off balance. Had to double clutch to make sure he had the grip on the baseball and was able to get the out. Tell Lopez not running at full speed.
He's been nursing some hamstring issues. I was talking to Marquise Grissom earlier today about the Nationals and how well they've swung the bat in this series as Counsell rips one to right. Craig Counsell continues to swing the bat. 2 more hits tonight. And a man on for Ryan Braun coming up.
And that's why that's so important for Counsell at the top of the order. Get on base in front of the big boys. Nice easy swing. Look at Counsell with the hands close to the body, able to keep the barrel of the bat in the strike zone, and Makes good solid contact. And down and through. That's how you get that backspin, and that's Counsell able to get that line drive. Boy, what a nice swing. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Yeah, no kidding. 38 years of age, completely overhauled his swing in the last 2 years. He started with the lower half last year, and the hands and the upper body this year. And a lot of credit to Dale Swain, the hitting coach from Craig Counsell, for help moving those changes along.
That was a good story where when Craig Counsell signed with the Brewers in the offseason, the first thing he did was call Dale and say, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to get the bat to the baseball quicker? Dale told him, and they worked very hard in spring training, and it seems like it's paid off.
Braun into center field. This is way back there. Morgan on the run at the wall, and it is off the top of the wall. Or is it? This one is a home run now being called by Paul Schreiber. Braun was flying around the bases waiting on a call. He finally gets one. And it's a 2-run homer for Ryan Braun.
Yeah, we might get a review here. Nyjer Morgan doesn't like the call. Two umpires felt as though they saw it pretty well. Take a look. And that's no home run.
Yeah, that's going to come back.
They're going to have to look at that. That was not a home run.
Well, and if they do reverse the call, remember the crew chief in this situation is Joe West. He is the first base umpire. And Joe West now coming together with his crew. If they do reverse the call, the question will be where to put the base runners.
That's right. You're probably going to have probably a run in and a man at second base. I'm taking a home run off my scorebook because if they look at that, that's going to be reversed. Why wouldn't you look at it?
And it is at the discretion of one man, the crew chief Joe West. He and he alone will make the decision to look at the replay, and he'll be the one that looks at the replay and makes the decision whether to change it or not. So 3 umpires will go back, 1 will stay on the playing surface.
And you wonder where Jim Riggleman was in all that. Neither team can say anything about going to the replay booth. You can't ask for it. You can't argue it once it's been determined. That ball clearly not even close to being a home run.
Well, in New York, there is a replay bank, and they have access to not only our cameras, but the Nationals television cameras as well. They'll be the ones to send the review to Joe West here. And here are the rules on a review.
You can't demand the replay, and you cannot argue a decision on the replay. Those are the 2 rules that come into play here. But I think the biggest decision is going to be not so much the home run, but it will be to determine if Craig Counsell is able to score. Ryan Braun's probably going to get to second base.
Now the Brewers have undergone 4 reviews this year, and all of them have been reversed. 2 have benefited, 2 have not. This will be the 5th time we've seen it, and it looks like the umpire's ready to come out. Here's Joe West.
It looks like they're bringing them both back. So Joe West could very well have allowed Counsell to score.
He did. He put Braun at third.
Oh, Braun's at third. Okay.
So he points Counsell at the plate. Counsell scores the run. Braun will be credited with a triple. And they got the call right, and that's why the home run review is in place. So for the 5th time this year, a call has been reversed on the review.
Well, they got it right. That's the most important thing, even though it did go against the Brewers and cost them a run for the time being. Ryan knew it. He knew it right away, won the home run.
So a triple and an RBI for Braun. And it's 4-1. The Brewers are on the board. Fielder the batter with Braun at third base and 1 away. And a must get right here. Fielder needing to deliver Ryan Braun to the plate. Brewers fans would love to see a long ball here. That'd make it a one-run game.
That's the one area Mach has been pretty good this year. With that 7 earned run average, he's only allowed 2 homers.
Two balls, no strikes. Fielder chased one. How about Garrett Mach coming with an off speed on a 2-0 pitch? The Fielder's next home run will be 25. Braun coming oh so close to hitting his 3rd home run in as many games. A Powerball home run leaderboard. Two and two to Prince. By the way, that triple for Braun extends his hitting streak to 9 games. And now with 12 runs batted in during the 9-game hitting streak.
That's what we're talking about, how well he's done at taking the ball back through the middle and to right center.
That one skips by. Here comes Braun, and he's going to score. Right through the 5-hole of Josh Bard. It'll go as a wild pitch, but every catcher will tell you he's got to make that stop.
Yeah, but with 2 strikes, particularly because a pitcher, if he has to feel as though he needs to throw that up in his zone, those are the ones that end up getting knocked out of the ballpark. You got to keep that glove down. Glove down in the dirt. See the glove come up and right between the legs, and Ryan Braun scores.
4-2 Washington. 3-2 the count on Prince, and he chased one out of the strike zone. First strikeout for Garrett Mach. Fielder anxious to do some damage, and he goes down swinging.
The first strikeout for Garrett Mach. He gets Fielder on a fastball that was around the letters.
2 outs. Here's Corey Hart with Cameron to follow. Hart flew out to right field in the first inning. Mach working quickly, and Hart pops this one foul in out play. Well, Brewers get a pair here in the 3rd inning at this point, and back within a pair after the Nationals got a run in the 1st and 3 in the 2nd. Hart wraps one out to short. Guzman's got it, and the inning is over. But the Brewers get 2 runs. Counsell and Braun with hits. 4-2 Washington. We're on our way to the 4th inning. Aflac trivia tonight. Who is the all-time home run leader by an opponent in Miller Park history? Have the answer for you next half inning. And plenty of opponents' home runs on this homestand so far. 12 homers to be exact by the opponent. Guzman swings at the first pitch. Hardy makes a nice play. And one out in the fourth.
Now you got to figure the answer to that trivia question has got to be a player that spent a lot of time in the National League Central.
With the unbalanced schedule, more games against your division than any other.
Yeah. Albert, maybe.
Adam Dunn would be a good guess.
Adam Dunn would be a great guess.
Many years in Cincinnati. Josh Willingham swings at the first pitch and a pop up to left. Braun has plenty of room for it. And 2 pitches and 2 outs for Manny Parra.
Hey, Manny need that. Hey fans, here's your chance to watch a game from a suite with Brewers legends. Among the alumni attending will be the aforementioned Gorman Thomas, Larry Heisel, and our own Davey Nelson. Tickets are on sale now. To order, call 414-902-HITS or go to brewers.com.
Well, you talk about a guy who brings a smile to your face every time you see him. Larry Heisel.
You betcha. He does great work in his community.
Still an employee of the Milwaukee Brewers. Spends a lot of time out with kids, and especially during the school year in schools with the SCORE program.
He's a mentor to many kids in the Milwaukee area, inner city kids. Need direction. Can't get a better guy to get advice from than Larry Heisel.
Here's what the acronym stands for. Zimmerman drills one back up the middle. Zimmerman on base for the 3rd time. He walked with the bases loaded last time up and has his first hit of the day. Some news around the National League Central today, Rock. Reed Johnson of the Cubs is going to be out a month. He broke his foot today. Johnson is out. Sam Fuld was promoted from AAA. Reds made a small move. Not a blockbuster, but they acquired outfielder Vladimir Ballantyne from the Mariners for Robert Manuel, who is a pitcher in their system. So the Reds picking up an outfielder.
And Jack Zaremczyk been a busy man out there, out in Seattle.
And still hanging on to his prized chip right now in Jared Washburn, who pitched well once again last night. Jack Zaremczyk, former scouting director of the Brewers in his first year as general manager with the Mariners. Traded for Jack Wilson yesterday.
And Jack Zaremczyk with Pittsburgh ties, and now he's got a Pittsburgh Pirate in the fold.
And so close to getting the Pirates job. Prior to the 08 season, the Pirates general manager's job. Making some deals.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody who can evaluate talent, it is Jack Zaremczyk. He has quite a record of doing such.
There they are out on the field right now for the Brewers.
1-2 the count to Nick Johnson with a runner at first. Four runs on 6 hits for Washington. Brewers getting 2 runs in the 3rd inning to cut the deficit in half. They have 4 hits. And Counsell has 2 of them.
Put away pitches have been tough to come by for Manny Parra. He's been getting ahead in the count a lot, but he's only got the 3 strikeouts.
As if they know it's coming.
Yeah.
Pitches that you see swings and misses on.
especially that split-fingered fastball. That was a breaking pitch that time to Nick Johnson, a curveball. But no, those split-fingered fastballs very rarely are fouled off. Particularly the ones that are down in the strike zone. Those are usually the swing and miss pitches.
Johnson had a 2-out RBI single in the first inning. 2-2 for Manny Parra with a runner at first. And he strikes him out. He went back with a fastball. And another scoreless inning for Manny Parra, so maybe he's settling in just a bit. Brewers have 2 on the board, looking for more as we
Bottom of the fourth we go. Time to check in with the crew in the community. Today is the 3rd annual Stitch and Pitch here at Miller Park. Earlier today there were teaching tables set up to pick up tips on knitting, and the first 1,000 needle artists to buy tickets today got this t-shirt, and I am among the needle stitchers here in section 206, and they are hard at work, and I just had to compliment them because they can concentrate on what they're doing and the game, and sometimes it's just hard to concentrate on the game, so I commend these people for doing this, and hopefully the Brewers can string together some runs to pick up a big win tonight, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Telly. Way to bring that all around. String together some runs.
I get it, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
They weren't paying much attention to Telly, however. Cameron launches one deep right center. Morgan running out of room, and this one's gone. Mike Cameron with an opposite field home run, his 15th of the year, and the Brew Crew back within a run.
Well, second time through, the Brewers have been getting much better swings off of Garrett Mott. Those that have seen him haven't seen him in a while. And Cameron really does a nice job staying back, a pitch up and out away from him, and drives it on out of here. Off the sit go sign out there. See it go. Number 113 of the year for the Brewers.
And Mike Cameron snapping an 0 for 14 run at the plate with that home run. And Milwaukee within a run now as J.J. Hardy takes a strike from Garrett Mott. That's Cameron's first home run since the 4th of July. When he homered at Wrigley Field.
And no cheapie. He took that ball into right center. More into center than right, but still able to stay back and didn't try and pull it.
That had the height and the distance.
Yes, it did.
And a big smile for Mike Cameron. Hardy, that's a fair ball. Bounces off the wall. This will be extra bases for J.J. Hardy. Hit that side retaining wall down there, and Hardy has himself a double on what looked like a Bernie Carbo special at the plate.
Well, that was amazing. Just trying to get a piece of it. I tell you, JJ needs about a dozen of those to make up for some of those hard hit balls. Able to get on top of it, actually hit the top of first base. And hits the grandstands as they jut out there, and Austin Kearns gets to it, but JJ into second base. Good piece of hitting by JJ Hardy.
Mike Rivera now with Hardy at second. Rivera takes a big cut.
And Mike Rivera's on that do not pass go theory tonight. Hacking early, why not? After 11 days, he did get a pinch hit, I believe he did. 0 for 1 in the homestand.
Rivera pinch hit on Monday. We'll take you back to the Hardy double down the line, just inside the bag at first. And Ed knows the bounce that's coming. He's seen a lot of games here, and he was barking at JJ to make the turn quickly.
Eddie's always working. A lot more to do over there at first base than you would think. Not just a pretty face over there at first base.
That's a good point. Tying run at second base with nobody out, and Rivera chases one down and away.
Damn, Mott's got a bit of a cut on that fastball tonight. I went out to the broadcasters for the Nationals, and asked if he was throwing a cutter. They said he did not have a cutter. I think that they weren't being truthful.
Maybe you would pass that along to the Brewer hitters.
At 6 o'clock.
Well, he is a nasty boy.
Rob Dibble.
Rob Dibble, the analyst for the Washington Nationals. Rivera yanks one foul.
Of course, with the size of Rob Dibble, I don't think I'm going to go over there and challenge him as to why he wasn't honest with me.
Think nasty.
There it is, the nasty boy. He was a Brewer.
Briefly at the end of his career. I worked with Rob Dibble. First time I was ever on television was with Rob Dibble. First time he was ever on television as an analyst.
How was it?
About like that.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, I was interested to hear the Rob Dibble Pat Listash. You know, they work together now with the Nationals. Listash, the third base coach. You remember this, Rock? Listash is a Brewer charging Rob Dibble.
I'll tell you what, you got a hats off to Pat Listash, who right now is the third base coach for the Washington Nationals. That's a big boy to go after like that. Listash, feisty young man at the time.
And very close, these two. That was back in '95 when that altercation took place. You can respect that. You know, two guys in their back in their playing days going at each other. Now they work together.
Yeah, you're right. Don't expect me to go over there and charge the booth because he wasn't honest about the cut fastball. Is that where you're trying to go with this?
Yeah.
It's not happening.
I think you should charge him.
You didn't answer me as to how it went with you and
No, it went great.
Dibble.
You know what? It was a Double-A All-Star game. I remember it well. A guy named Wonderful Mons hit a game-winning home run. That's his name. His name was Wonderful.
His real name?
That was his first name. Played for the New Haven Ravens. You could look it up. 1998.
I believe you.
Had an hour-plus rain delay, and Rob Dibble, during the rain delay, now as a broadcaster, was heckling the fans during the rain delay, just like he was back in the bullpen again. Parra strikes out. Out number 2. Let's answer our Aflac trivia question. All-time home run leader by an opponent in Miller Park history. And the answer is Adam Dunn, 15 home runs. And some of them have been moonshots. That home run he hit yesterday, not the longest he's hit here at Miller Park, but the one yesterday certainly made some headlines. He hit it completely out of the stadium.
On a bounce.
Hit it in the perfect spot, right through the hole out there. Right of the Tundra territory, left of the second level out there.
Right in there. Well, not there.
A little slow on the draw tonight.
A little bit late.
There you go. Here's video proof. Keep your eye on this baseball. Up and out.
One hop and see you later.
2-1 to Lopez, and a bouncer up the middle. Guzman makes the play. The throw is in time for the out. Washington is playing some defense in this series. Outstanding play by Christian Guzman, and the Brewers unable to tie it up, but Mike Cameron brings them within a run. Home run number 15, and it's 4-3 Nationals. Under the lights of Miller Park, 4-3, the Nationals lead the Milwaukee Brewers as we head to the 5th inning, and we're pleased to be joined now by Brad Fisher, Brewers third base coach. Thanks for your time tonight, Brad. I first want to ask you about comments from Ken Maka. He said last night, got to keep everybody's chins up. That includes manager, coaches, players. How, in fact, does he do that, and how do you guys do that?
Well, you can always tell when we get to the ballpark. Mock's usually a pretty up guy, and you know when he's being a little extra loud that he's trying to keep guys, you know, motivated and get them going. And that's the way he was today when we got to the ballpark. He was loud, and you could hear him, and he was trying to chat with everybody.
Yeah, Fitz, it seemed like Manny was a little bit tight coming out today, but you know, since the second inning, it seems like he's throwing the baseball much better, just letting it go, a little bit more confidence.
You know what? The very first inning, he was pumping 94-mile-an-hour fastballs in there, and I think when the first baseman got the base hit and drove in that first run, he seemed to tighten up a little bit. And obviously, the second inning was a struggle for him. And then ever since then, like you said, he's been loose and free arm out there, and he's changed speeds, kept the ball down, and thrown strikes, and got some quick outs. And that's what he needs to do.
Oh, how about this play from J.J. Hardy? Wow. What a play by the Brewers shortstop for out number 2. And Brad, we get a chance to watch him every night, and this guy can play it as well as anybody at the position.
He's a pleasure to watch play. There's no doubt about that. And we're going to need good defense like that to get this pitching staff on track.
All right, well, 2 outs. Brad, we'll let you go. You know we got work to do. Thanks for your insights tonight.
Hey, my pleasure.
That's Brad Fisher, third base coach. Some kind of play from Hardy.
Wow.
Using the turf to his advantage on the long hop to fielder.
Man, the tough part of that play is getting it out of the glove and on its way to first base as quick as JJ's able to do it. I mean, and everything always right on the money. Very rarely did you see J.J. Hardy throw a ball offline, no matter if it's turning a double play. Sometimes he's really not even looking at first base when he gets rid of the baseball. He just instinctively knows where he is on the field and where first base is. And really, that's not something you can teach. I mean, that's just instincts. Instincts are tough to come by. I mean, you can take all the ground balls you want, but if you don't have that instinct for where you are in the field, that field presence, there's a good chance you're not going to learn it.
Well, that was misjudged by Braun. And Josh Bard is into second base. He looks hobbled a little bit. Braun took an odd angle at that baseball. I think he thought he had a play on it. It was hit a little better than he thought it was, however. Yeah, that's going to be a 2-out double for Josh Bard.
Well, once again, Manny Parra ever so close to that 3-up, 3-down inning that he's been looking for. Just kind of took off on him. And Ryan might have been able to take a little bit deeper angle on it and come up with it, but it just fooled him. He just misplayed it.
You know, one thing I noticed the other day when you and I were out there at the Harley-Davidson deck, granted that's much higher than the eye level of the outfielder, but the ribbon board that is around here, the ball, you can lose a ball in that ribbon board. Braun has talked about it in the past, so has Corey Hart. I get what they mean now.
Yeah.
If it stays right in that board, it's tough to pick up. Not sure if that happened on that particular play, but that's one of the things I noticed sitting out there.
Yeah, they have those ribbon boards in just about every ballpark too.
Yeah, get used to it, right?
Right.
Good fastball from Parra. Ahead in the count to Garrett Mock, 1-2.
Yep, these here, you know, all the way around. Sometimes they're flashing and rolling by, and sometimes when the ball gets, you know, in that certain location, just can't see it.
Parra strikes him out, so works around the 2-out double, and Manny's locked in a little bit the last 3 innings. Brewers down a run. Counsell, Braun, and Fielder coming up. It's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. 100 down, 62 to go. The Brewers are down 4-3. 62 games remaining. The regulation Major League schedule. Brewers open the day 4.5 back of the Cardinals. Cubs won earlier today. They shut out the Astros. Randy Wells pitched again very well. Cardinals host the Dodgers tonight. The Brewers are down a run with Garrett Mock back on the mound. Starts his 6th inning of work. excuse me, his 5th inning award. And it's Counsell to lead off. He'll be followed by Braun, then Fielder. Counsell has been a tough out. 2 for 2 tonight. Went to the opposite field in the first with a single, and then he pulled one to right for a single in the third.
It counts now up over 300 once again. Hey, remember right before the All-Star break and a couple of games into the break, he just wasn't seeing the baseball all that well. And you know, since his second game in Cincinnati, he's been stinging the baseball pretty well.
Well, he really puts the pitcher in a mental spot here. What does he do, right? First time up, Counsell took an outside fastball the other way. Next time up, he pulled one, and he rips this one to right. Back is Austin Kearns at the track, and he's got it for the out. One away in the 5th. We've got a poll question going this week. We'll run it through Sunday in San Diego. And it's courtesy of U.S. Cellular. The greatest closer of all time is what we pose to you. Trevor Hoffman, W. X for Eckersley, Y for Mariano Rivera, and Z for Goose Gossage. We'll keep it going throughout the week. We'll show you the results as they stand today, a little bit later in the broadcast. We'll wrap it up on Sunday.
I hope Raleigh Fingers isn't watching.
Not on the list.
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying.
We've got a name for him if he is watching.
Can you write in maybe on the text thing?
Sure.
Raleigh?
Type in I don't know, like a V or something. Why not?
Figure on a Brewers broadcast, you throw Raleigh a bone.
You know, just a random list. It's just water cooler material, right?
Right. I know it doesn't mean much, but interesting to see what the fans think.
I think the Raleigh Fingers argument only adds to the water cooler conversation
As to why it's not on the list.
So well done.
Yeah. That's what I do. Stir it up.
We don't want to be the story. We want to just report the story. So Braun takes a call at strike 3. And 2 outs in the inning.
Something inside on Ryan Braun. Didn't like it. Thought it was in off the plate. It was probably high enough. Just barely high enough and right on the corner. You could see that Ryan, I guess, had a beef. It's one or the other, I guess. That's what they call a perfect pitch.
Can't pull the trigger.
Right at the knees, right on the black.
Fielder with 2 away. And hits that one into right, off the end of the bat. And this is going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Mock. Brewers still down a run to the Nationals. We head to the 6th inning at Miller Park. Wisconsin is presented by the Wisconsin Lottery and its family of instant scratch games. Odds are you'll like them. By Airtran. Go. There's nothing stopping you. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. Stitch and pitch night here at Miller Park. They're working hard. Manny Parra has locked in a little bit here the last 3 innings. Manny giving up 4 runs in the first 2 innings on 5 hits and 4 walks. But since has settled down. He's got 3 scoreless on the board as Morgan drops a bunt down. Fielder puts the tag on him. Prince lays the big bear claw on Morgan going by for out number 1 in a spectacular play from Fielder.
Yeah, good athletic move by Prince. Realized he didn't have a whole lot of time to mess around with Morgan getting down the line. He charges it nicely, able to make the turn and get him on the side. Morgan not even touching first base. Well done. Some good defense being flashed in this series.
So 1 gone, and here's Christian Guzman. Parra with 103 pitches thus far. Guzman lines 1 to left, a base hit. Braun trying to cut it off. Guzman thinking about 2. He's going to try it. And Braun's throw into second is late. Guzman with a double.
That guy's having a nice season. Christian Guzman. He was an all-star this year. Switch hitter that is pretty good from both sides of the plate. Had some knee issues as a member of the Minnesota Twins at the end, but seems like he's running pretty well right now.
He's had a big series against the Brewers this week. Guzman now 7 hits in 13 at-bats in the series. Willingham rolls to Hardy. 2 outs.
Hey, the next hammer of the game winner is the landing strip in Walpaca. If they call the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, the landing strip will get 40 tickets to a 2009 Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and our good friends at Miller Lite.
Saw Coffee warming up in the bullpen. 2 outs. Parra trying to get through the 6th. He's got Ryan Zimmerman up there with Guzman at second. Oh, a big fastball right by him. Parra has 6 strikeouts in this game. Nationals sent 9 men to the plate in the second. And scored the 3 runs. Another fastball by Zimmerman, and it's 0-2.
And not able to get the bat head out. I mean, Manny's got him thinking off speed, and because of that, able to sneak the fastball by Zimmerman. And the 2 strikes, I don't think that Zimmerman's going to be looking off speed. He's going to be looking for the baseball, so you have to be a little bit more careful with the fastball here.
The 0-2. Tried to sneak a fastball upstairs, see if he'd chase it. Zimmerman has walked twice and singled. Has an RBI in this game as well. There are back-to-back bases loaded walks issued by Parra in the second. Zimmerman with the first one. 62 RBIs now. All-star third baseman. Line shot to center. Cameron's got it on a couple of hops, but has to knock it down. And it's a 2-out RBI hit for Zimmerman.
Man.
5-3 Washington. They get a run back.
A mistake with an off-speed pitch up in the strike zone after the first 2 pitches to Zimmerman in that at bat were fastballs that he wasn't able to get the barrel on. He was behind both of them. He hangs an off-speed pitch, and Zimmerman, because of that, his bat is speeded up and rips it into center field, or sped up. My mistake. When you throw that split-fingered fastball with 2 straight, you got to bury it in the dirt. You leave it up, it becomes a very hittable pitch.
Here's Nick Johnson with 2 away. The Nationals have done some damage tonight with 2 outs. Johnson had a 2-out RBI single in the first inning to put him on the board. 2 of the 3 runs in the second inning came with 2 away. And run number 5 comes with 2 outs.
And a lot of times when you hang those splitters or off-speed pitches, that means you're getting a bit tired. You know, the legs get tired, the arm drags a little bit. Pitch 111. Manny just threw.
Five runs on 9 hits for the Nationals. Continuing to score runs at an alarming pace against the Brewer pitching staff. Been a rough homestand on the earned run average for Brewer pitching. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And a fastball right by him. Parra strikes out Johnson. The inning is over. Could be Parra's last hitter. We'll see. He finishes with 7 Ks.
Sports Wisconsin is presented by Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. And by Toyota, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Tundra Territory at Miller Park.
Baseball on a Wednesday night in Milwaukee. Beautiful night for baseball. Hardly a cloud in the sky all day today. And now the lights up full candle. The roof is open. Brewers down a pair to the Nationals. 5-3 is the score. Milwaukee got it to within a run on a Mike Cameron home run in the 4th. Ryan Zimmerman continues his perfect night at the plate. Had a 2-out RBI single in the top of this frame to get the run back. Parra's gone 6. He struck out 7. And he's given up 5 earned runs on 9 hits. Parra's spot in the batting order, the 9th spot, 5th up in this inning. Ken Macha would love nothing more than to have to make the call to pinch hit for him. That means you'd have at least 2 base runners. Just missed.
Ball and 2 strikes. Garrett Mach, winless this year. He's 0-4. That is down the line foul.
0-4 with a 7.06 earned run average, and an opponent batting average coming in tonight at 363. Throwing the baseball much better than that tonight.
Third start of the season for Mach. Took a loss against the Cubs. Gave up 4 runs in 3 1/3 innings, and then he lost against the Padres. 3 runs in 5 1/3. Most of that ERA damage was done out of the bullpen. That one bounces in. 2-2 the count. That loss by Mach on the 24th of July, the last time the Nationals lost a game. They've won 4 in a row. And Washington has won 6 of their last 8 games. And the first 2 wins here in this series have guaranteed the Brewers will go a calendar month without a series victory. That's down the line and a fair ball just inside the bag. Corey Hart with an easy double. A leadoff double for Corey Hart. The Brewers will bring the tying run to the plate in the 6th inning.
And a good at bat by Corey. He got down in the count 0-2. Able to fight off some tough pitches. And finally got one of those breaking pitches where he liked it. Out in front just a little bit. Kind of a half swing just to make contact. But rolls it right inside the third baseline for a leadoff double. Third time the Brewers have had their leadoff hitter aboard. First time was a walk in the 2nd. And they did it in the 4th with Cameron's home run.
And here is Mike Cameron. A long ball here ties it up. Cameron belting his first home run since the 4th of July back in the 4th inning. A towering home run to deep right center. Now Cameron leading off in the 4th. Powerball home run number 15 of the season.
Nice short stroke by Cam, and that ball just jumped off his bat.
That one's belted to left. A base hit for Cameron. And runners are at the corners. Cameron with 2 hits on base for the 3rd time.
And you got to wonder how long the lease is going to be for Garrett Mach. Here comes Riggleman as we speak.
Well, don't forget the instructionals going under the lights. If you enjoy our post-game instructionals, Brewers baseball instructionals, that is. Bill and Davey bring you a compilation of the best on-field instructionals, showing you the basics of the game. Sunday at 6:30, under the lights. Mach is out.
After most Sunday Brewer home games, kids 16 and under can run the bases here at Miller Park. That's compliments of great clips. For ticket information, call 414-902-4000 or visit brewers.com.
Now Brewers fans hoping to cheer here as Tyler Clippard takes over. The Brewers will bring the go-ahead run to the plate. It's 5-3 Washington. Clippard in for the 12th time this season.
They picked up a win against the Padres on Saturday. Pitched 4 innings. Only 1 hit, no runs, and 7 strikeouts. Pretty good numbers overall in his first 11 appearances.
Those 7 strikeouts set a single game record for most strikeouts recorded by a reliever in Nationals franchise history. Tyler Clippard.
They say he throws hard and has a pretty good changeup.
J.J. Hardy with runners at the corners and nobody out. Nationals lead by 2. Hardy has a hit tonight, a double. He's 1 for 2. And is having a very good homestand offensively. Hardy 7 for 19 on the homestand. That's a .368 batting average. Hardy with a chance to do some damage. High and tight. Looked like an off-speed pitch that got away from Clippard.
Yeah, it's a changeup, 78 miles an hour.
Clippard promoted to the big leagues at the end of June. Spent the first half of the season in Syracuse in the International League. I'll ask if he went. Joe West palms down subtly. Subtly palms down from Joe West. More like 2 or 3 fingers up.
Nice and relaxed. No reason to get excited.
Checked his swing, says the crew chief. Hitters count 3-1. And a fastball strike. Just caught a piece of the inside corner. Rivera would be next. Pitcher spot after that. Probably see Catalanato, maybe McGee. 3-2. JJ bounces one to third. Zimmerman, the throw to first, a second. The throw to first is in time. Hardy rolls into a double play. A run scores. 5-4, but the Nationals will gladly give up the run for the 2 outs. No RBI for Hardy.
Well, the Brewers inch closer, though. I guess if you're the Nationals, that's the best case scenario. 1st and 3rd and nobody out, and you get the double play. The Brewers would have liked to have been able to get a little bit more than that. That's a good pitch by Clippard, though. Pitch away from JJ, pulled it, and an easy double play.
Mike Rivera still looking for his first home run of the year.
And both catchers still looking for their first homer.
Looks like McGee will be next if his spot should come up. Rivera would love to give him a chance. 5-4. The Nats lead it by a run. Boy, Clippard really comes over the top. Straight over the top.
That reminds you of Matt Wise. Kind of the same type of delivery, right over the top. Good changeup. Throws a little bit harder than Matt Wise, though. Stands up pretty tall. He has a good bend to his front leg, which means he's not going to get a lot of sink. But he has a very good complement pitch, that changeup. That's a pitch that sinks pretty well.
Two and two to Rivera. Fouls one away. Boy, watch his lead hand there, his offhand. sticks that glove high in the air. Not quite as much as Tim Lincecum, but it's along the same lines. Straight over the top, and it's about 7 miles an hour less than Lincecum. It's got to be a little disconcerting as a hitter. That's the first thing you see is that glove pop up straight in the air.
Anything you can do to, take the hitter's attention away from the baseball. Change-up grip.
And he bounces it. A lot of pitchers will get the change-up grip with all 4 fingers around it prior to putting it in the glove. And a fastball missed. So Rivera draws a walk. Good at bat for Mike Rivera. First time he's been aboard. And here comes Casey McGehee with a chance to put the Brewers on top. McGehee pinch hitting for Manny Parra. And with one swing of the bat, McGehee could make Manny a winner tonight. Parra goes 6 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 5 and struck out 7. But the Brewers are in it.
Made a nice recovery, really did. First 2 innings were less than memorable. But able to turn it around, and that's something that Manny wouldn't have been able to do about a month and a half ago. Well done.
There's a strike to McGehee. Well, earlier today, Casey McGee's son Mac able to throw out the first pitch. Prince Fielder helping him out. He didn't need any help though. He had a pretty good arm here. Check it out. By the way, Mac with cerebral palsy and a big fundraiser Brewers wives put on. Good moment here and a big ovation for Mac.
Yep, raised a ton of money, did the Brewer wives. Good for them. The shirt off the back promotion.
Casey battling. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got Rivera at first. Casey, as a pinch hitter this year, has 4 hits. He's 4 for 16. 3 runs batted in. 2 of those coming earlier on this homestand. Has plenty of pop in his bat. 7 home runs and 170 official at bats. Yeah, good eye. McGehee works the count in his favor. 3 balls and a strike.
Man, you got to be sitting dead red. If he throws the changeup, just take it. I don't know if you can go up there and look for that changeup, but ordinarily a guy with a changeup like the one Clippard has, he's going to throw it in a situation like this.
And McGehee pops it up.
Fastball.
And now getting the seats. Full count. Well, that'll get Rivera a head start at first. Casey trying to keep the inning going here. Top of the order would be next. Brewers have a run in. Still down a run. Rivera takes off. McGehee lines one left center field. That one's well hit. And this ball is gone. Casey McGehee, a 2-run home run. And the Brewers are on top.
Now Clippard left the changeup up in the zone, 78 miles an hour. He gave McGehee a fastball in 3-1. 3-2, the changeup right down Main Street, up in the zone. Casey able to wait back, and he's strong enough to knock it out of here in the Brewer bullpen. So the Brewers with the lead. coming all the way back from being down 4-0.
Casey McGehee with the first pinch hit home run of the year by a Brewer. And a big moment. The Crew, they've been looking for a big hit all homestand, and they get one here in the 6th.
And one of the things that Ken Macha liked about acquiring Felipe Lopez was strengthening the bench. And that is an area that has been of a concern for Macha all season long. So Casey McGehee available because Lopez is able to be in the starting lineup, and he comes through.
Lopez rolls to Johnson. The inning will end, but Milwaukee takes the lead. Casey at the bat hits another big home run, a 2-run shot, and the Brewers are on top. Time now for the Toyota game summary. Game 3 of this series, and the Brewers still looking for their first win. Washington on top early, however. Got a run in the first. They scored 3 runs in the second. Ryan Braun extended his hitting streak to 9 games with a triple and an RBI in the 3rd inning. Cameron brought the Crew within a run in the 4th with his 15th home run. And while the Nationals added one in the 6th, it was Casey McGehee who delivered a 2-run home run to put him on top. McGehee, a pinch hit home run, the first of its kind by a Brewer pinch hitter this year. And a 3-run 6th inning for the Crew. Cute kids having some fun. They're just following orders down there. Todd Coffey is in. All of a sudden, Manny Parra with a chance to win this game. The bullpen going to be counted on to take it the rest of the way.
Now, who would have thought after 2 innings that Manny would last 6 innings? He did a nice job to turn things around. And leaves it up to Todd Coffey. Coffey's been pretty good this year.
Ronnie Belliard leads off. 0 for 3 tonight. 3 outs in the air for Belliard, all pop-ups. Offense has not been the issue for the Brewers. They've been scoring some runs as Coffey shatters Belliard's bat. Counsell makes the play for out number 1. All right, well, let's look at this day by Manny Parra. It was a shaky start. Gave up the run in the 1st inning on a walk and 2 hits, and then 9 men came to the plate in the 2nd. But after the 3-run 2nd, and it was 4-0 at the time, Parra settled in. He ends up striking out 7.
Well, last couple of starts, Manny's had trouble in one particular inning early in the ball game. Last time out against Atlanta, gave up a 3-spot in an inning, and tonight a 3-spot in the 2nd inning. And as we talked about, about 6 weeks ago, Manny Parra would not have been able to turn things around. It's all about the mindset for Manny. He's got a lot more confidence in his stuff now that he's returned from the minor leagues.
Pitching with a purpose. And who knows, with the kind of stuff Manny Parra has, it doesn't surprise anybody when he pitches well. Counsell makes a play. Good backhand stab by Craig Counsell. 2 up and 2 down in the 7th inning for Coffey.
Yeah, good sink in that fastball, ending up down and in to these right-handed hitters, both of them. Belliard, now Kearns, and hitting it to the right guy for the Brewers. Sure-handed Craig Counsell.
So 2 outs, and it's Josh Bard. Brewers still looking for their first 3 up 3 down inning of the night. They got him done. Waits in the wings. Not a guy you'd like to see in this inning. He would represent the go-ahead run if he should bat.
Yeah, if a guy gets on, he will bat. But if Coffey's able to get Bard, doubt he will lead off the next inning.
Well, 24 innings at the plate for the Nationals in the series, and they've only gone down in order twice, and that was in a lopsided game on Monday in the 7th and then again in the 9th. A lot of men on base for Washington. 3-1 to Bard. Has a walk and a double in this game.
Well, you knew that going in. I mean, these guys have been able to get on base all year long. Sometimes they haven't been able to score them, but on base percentage very good for this group. Patient at the plate, they get their hits.
Bard pops it up, and you're looking at the first 3 up 3 down inning of the night for the Brewer pitching staff. Well done, Todd Coffey. Go to the 7th, stretch time at Miller Park. Brewers coming up.
Well, Dave and Craig back with you at Miller Park. Good news, Brewers are ahead as we head to the late innings. 6-5 is the score right now, but they were down 4-0. David Ken Maka said it before the game, we got to stick together. Things haven't been rolling. How about the comeback, though, down 4 runs?
Well, it was a great comeback so far because, you know what, they could have scored some runs early. It took some great plays by the Washington defense, but then where we could have tacked on a few more runs. But they battled back. Great at bat by Mike Rivera to draw the walk, to set it up stage for Casey McGee.
Brewers Live on the way after the game. Our instructional tonight is playing the shift defensively. Prince has seen it a lot, so we'll break that down for you and teach you a thing or two coming up after the ball game, Brian.
All right, Craig, Davey, thanks a lot. Looking forward to that. Craig Counsell leads off here. Tyler Clippard still in the game for Washington. Clippard becomes the pitcher of record on the hook for the loss after giving up the 2-run homer to Casey McGee. Pinch hit home run for the Brewers has him on top.
Yeah, Garrett Mock, although he pitched pretty well, will continue to be winless this year. An impressive outing from Mock. Thought he threw well.
Went 5+ innings, gave up 4 runs. It's only his 3rd start of the season.
Brewers started to get much better swings against Mock 2nd time through.
Well, you made a good point, Rock, about the acquisition of Felipe Lopez. There's a lot of fans wondering when the next deal is coming down, but don't forget, although the Brewers haven't been winning, it's kind of been swept under the rug a little bit. But Lopez could be a key addition, not only for his talent at second base and his leadoff ability, but like you mentioned, giving the bench an added bat on any given night.
And when Casey McGee starts, you've got Craig Counsell available on the bench. So yeah, a double whammy acquisition. It's hard to figure, though, Craig Counsell not getting his starts, though, the way he's been swinging the bat and playing defense.
And he said he feels good. Maka did give him a day off yesterday, and he'll continue to give days off periodically to Counsell and Lopez and Hardy and McGee. Interchangeable parts there, and Counsell is rung up. Knew he took one that caught the corner. So 1 away. Clippard strikes out Counsell to start the 7th inning. Everything you knew about fantasy football is about to change. Introducing the all-new Fox Fantasy Football with more customizable features and new ways to play. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN and join the next generation of fantasy football. 6-5 Brewers lead the Nationals here in the 7th inning. And here is Braun. Sean Burnett loosening for the Nationals.
Getting ready for Prince.
Burnett came over in that deal with the Pirates. He came with Nyjer Morgan from Pittsburgh to Washington. And on the other side of that deal, Lastings Milledge went straight to AAA. And I think Milledge is headed to the big leagues here shortly. At least those are the rumors for the Pirates. Joel Hanrahan was the other involved in that deal. Never know how trades work out, but Morgan is a talent. Certainly Sean Burnett, a coveted left-hander as well. 3-0 to Braun. Takes all the way, and he takes a strike.
And Burnett has had a lot of success against Prince. Prince was giving him the business the other day, first day in.
Draws the walk, and that'll set up a matchup with Burnett in fielder, you would think. Jim Riggleman takes a look, and here he comes. Take a timeout. Riggleman makes a call for the lefty, and the Brewers with something cooking again here in the home 7th. A man on, fielder coming up, and the Brewers with a lead. on the baseball are the stitches, and why are they that color? There you see the color is red.
I would refer to it more as brick red.
Brick red, and it's all about contrast. You know, hitters actually use the laces on a baseball to pick up spin.
Rotation.
And rotation, that's right.
There are, I believe it is 127 actual stitches in a baseball, all hand stitched.
I've seen all-star baseballs. I think they were just BP balls, but they were the blue and light blue stitching.
Right.
That doesn't count. Sean Burnett is in. Fielders coming up. Lefty on lefty matchup. 49th appearance for Sean Burnett. Fielder a .306 hitter, and Braun is picked off. Braun is out at second base. Officially goes as a caught stealing. That is a huge out for Burnett and the Nationals.
Man, just got to stay put with the big man at the plate. I guess Ryan thought that Burnett would be so focused in on Prince Fielder that he would forget about him, but that wasn't the case. Ryan with a big lead went on the first move and nearly got in there safely. Check out the lead.
Well, you hate to make outs on the bases with Fielder at the plate. Brewers buy a run. Fielder lays off. Fielder last year hit 239, against left-handed pitching. 239 batting average. This year he's at 306. And more than half of his home runs have come against lefties.
Well, the Nationals anyway do away with the shift against Prince Fielder with the left-hander up there, figuring that Burnett's going to work away, particularly with the slider.
Ball and 2 strikes. Fielder 1 for 3 tonight. He spoils one foul. Just managed to get a piece of it. The career numbers look like this for Fielder. Much better against right-handers. That's been the big difference for Prince this season. He's handled lefties. He's gone the other way a great deal, and he's taken walks a great deal more. Down he goes. Fastball from Burnett. And the side retired. Brewers buy a run. We head to the 8th inning. And the old days of drive-in theaters are back here at Miller Park. On August 7th, you can catch Night at the Museum and The Italian Job. Or on August 8th, you can see X-Men and Field of Dreams right here in the Miller Park parking lot. Tickets are on sale now at the Miller Park box office, Brewers.com, or by calling 414-902-4000. Always a lot of fun while the Brewers are on the road. We go to the 8th. Coffey's back out there for his second inning of work. And Maka has it written in the way to the finish line. Hoping Coffey can get through the 8th, turn it over to Hoffman. A save situation in the 9th. Willie Harris will pinch hit for Washington. Riggleman had Adam Dunn in that spot last inning in a power spot with 2 outs. And as a leadoff hitter, he'd prefer Willie Harris with the top of the order coming up next.
Well, you'd certainly prefer to use Adam Dunn if you can, to give you a lead and not just tie it up. I'm not sure when they're going to be using him at this point, because at the top of the order you figure you're not going to pinch hit with any of those.
Slapper into left. Braun's got it for out number 1. Coffey has retired 4 straight since he took over for Parra in the 7th inning. A dangerous bat on Jim Riggleman's bench tonight. Nyjer Morgan. It's been a tough out in this series. Tried to bunt his way on last time, and he rolled out. Fielder made a nice play on him. Just the threat of the bunt, and Morgan tries to bunt for a hit just about every night, sometimes in multiple at-bats.
Well, at least he'll show bunt at least once or twice just to draw in that infield. And
there's a good bunt. Counsell's coming in. Barehanded play and no chance. Morgan with an infield hit.
An absolute pain in the neck in this series, hadn't he? I mean, he had Counsell in on the grass. I mean, I don't know how much further you can be in. And Morgan realizes that, you know what, if I get it where I want it, with my speed, I'm going to beat it out anyway. A perfect bunt for a base hit. And even with Craig in on the grass, a considerable amount on the grass, he's on his way to first base even before he makes contact. It's such a useful weapon for a guy like Morgan.
Exciting player.
And sometimes it's a double. I mean, he bunts for a base hits and then steals second.
Don't expect him to be at first base long. Looking to run. Stays put. Guzman takes the pitch and it gets away from Rivera. And look at Morgan on his way to third. Rivera's throw is going to be not in time. And the speed of Nyjer Morgan putting the pressure on the Brewers. 2 bases on the wild pitch, and the Nationals have the tying run at third base.
Well, not sure what happened there. Sounded like it went off of Rivera's shin guard. Actually, the umpire's shin guard. Coffey spikes it down and into Guzman. It goes off of Paul Nauert's shin guard, and Morgan never hesitated around second base and got into third.
That is a big play.
Ball has not gotten out of the infield, and the Nationals have a man at third base with 1 out.
And that forces the infield end for the Brewers with the pesky Guzman at the plate. And he bounces one to fielder. And he'll put the tag on Guzman for the out.
That's the advantage of having a guy out there with that sinker. He throws it hard. It's got good sink, and hitters get on top of it most of the time.
Two outs. And it's Josh Willingham. Willingham batting in the 3-hole tonight for the Nationals. Boy, that is a good pitch from Coffey.
96 miles an hour. Goodness.
On the outside corner at the knees.
He's pumped up.
Tying run at third. Coffey trying to strand him there. And a bouncer over to Counsell. Tough hop, but he handles it. The throw is in time. Coffey pumps the fist. Brewers are getting a little swagger back finally. They lead it by a run. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Miller Lite, what's on tap? The Brewers and the Nationals tomorrow wrap up the series. A matinee game here at Miller Park. We'll have it for you on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Airtime 12:30 for Brewers Live. Yovani Gallardo gets the start for the Brew Crew tomorrow. So the Brewers ace back on the mound. Pitched well his last time out. Picked up the win in the throwback uniforms. 6-5 Milwaukee. And a new pitcher for Jim Riggleman and the Nationals. Logan Kensing is on to work.
No, not new to the Brewers. He's appeared in every game in this series so far. 18th appearance, and that ERA starting to go down a bit. He picked a scoreless inning last night.
Corey Hart, Mike Cameron, and J.J. Hardy. Nationals have out-hit the Brewers tonight, as you see Trevor beginning to get ready. Hart rips one to left, a base hit. Willingham cuts it off, and Hart content with a single. So Hart has back-to-back hits and a 2-for-4 night at the plate. U.S. Cellular text-to-vote question. This is what we're running all week. Best closer of all time. Brewers fans making themselves heard. 66% going with Trevor Hoffman. You can chime in here, get interactive with us. We'll wrap it up on Sunday, give you the final results. I'm going to call it an insurmountable lead. Here's Cameron now with Hart at first. Hart takes off. Cameron takes the pitch. And Corey is in there with a stolen base. Running on the first pitch, Cameron gives him a chance to do it. And the 8th stolen base of the year for Corey Hart.
Well, now Mike Cameron's job is to get him over to third base. Regardless of how you do it, Corey's got to be at third base for less than 2. Good job by Belliard to keep that ball in the infield. That was a tough play to handle.
At the plate for Mike Cameron tonight, presented by Wendy's. That home run in the 4th brought the Brewers within a run, and then he singled in the 6th inning. Part of a 3-run 6th. And the big hit in that inning was the Casey McGee pinch hit 2-run homer that put the Crew on top. McGee's home run, the first pinch hit home run of the season for the Brewers. And it came with 2 outs.
Yeah, bottom half of the order doing a bang-up job in the 6th. 3 hits and a walk, including that home run.
And the bottom 5 in the order, scoring 4 of the 6 runs for the Brewers tonight.
Good day for Casey, huh?
One at bat, a tater.
Sun came out on the field throughout the first pitch. Good day for the McGee clan.
Casey McGee is just one of those guys that you want on your team. That's what Ken Maka said coming out of spring training. Mike Cameron in a 2-2 count. Hart at second base. Outfielders are fairly deep for Washington.
Cam still trying to serve one to the opposite field to try and get Corey to third.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Cameron hanging tough. Belted his 15th home run in the 4th. And trying to give the Brewers a little cushion here in the 8th inning. Hart with a good lead. Cameron takes a ball. 3-2 the count. Logan Kensing appearing in every game of this series so far. That's a base hit. Morgan's got it, and Hart will be held. Cameron had to stop on a dime. Might have had a play. Adam Belliard snuck in behind him, but Cameron singles to right. And sensing a big inning, Brad Fisher puts the brakes on Corey Hart with Hardy coming up. Menards game reset. Let's get you caught up if you're just joining us. The Brewers have the lead, which is a story. Mike Cameron, his first homer since the 4th of July in the 4th inning. Manny Parra is in line for his 5th win of the year, despite giving up 5 runs in 6 innings. That's the big blow of the game right there. Casey McGee, a pinch hit, 2-run homer in the 6th inning with 2 outs, and he did it with 2 strikes.
On a 3-2 changeup.
Put the Brewers on top, which is where they sit, and threatening here in the 8th. 1st and 3rd. Hardy, a good cut.
That last at bat by Mike Cameron, about as good in that bat as you can have. I mean, that was a tremendous effort by Cameron. Not only was he trying to hit the ball to the opposite field, but he was patient. And it really wasn't that bad of a pitch by Kensing on that 3-2 count. It was down and away. He was thinking right field, and he squared up on it and got the base hit.
Hardy is 1 for 3, had a double just inside the line, past the bag at first. That was back in the 4th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hardy. Nationals have their middle infielders halfway in. Hardy pops it foul and out of play. Hardy was up in the similar spot last time up. Rolled into a 5-4-3 double play. And at that time, the Nationals were content to give up the run to take the 2 outs. A little different story here.
Well, you got to be shallow enough or close enough to be able to throw a man out from 3rd base. Now, Corey Hart has great base running instincts. And the decision is going to be made in the middle of the infield. If the ball's hit to them, whether they go home or go for 2. Where they're at right now, they can still potentially go for a double play.
Cameron takes off. Hart puts it in play. And Hardy's thrown out. Hart coming to home, and he scores. Corey Hart watching Zimmerman all the way. The bat was left right in the baseline. If you're wondering why he didn't slide, I'm not sure he had an option there.
Oh, what great instincts. I mean, he just kept creeping down the line at 3rd base. Zimmerman had a do-or-die play at 1st base. He really didn't have the option of faking a throw. Had he done that, he would have had Corey Hart easily between 3rd and home. Watch the way Corey just continues to creep down the line, and as soon as that ball is let go, he's gone. That's just great baseball instincts right there by Corey Hart. That's what we talk about when you talk about instinctively good base running. That's a good example of it right there.
Split second decision, and Hart gives the Brewers a 2-run cushion.
Because if he takes off hard right away, he's an easy out at home.
Seven to 5 Brewers. Cameron at 2nd base. And here's Mike Rivera with 1 away. The all-time saves leader. Redding in the bullpen. Brewers have 11 hits and a 2-run lead in the 8th. Rivera takes a strike. And Kensing will start over. Catalanotto would be next. He would pinch hit for Coffey. Rivera had a key walk in the 6th inning. his walk with 2 outs allowed McGee to hit in that frame. And of course, McGee hit the 2-run homer to put the Brewers on top. Just keeping the line moving, Rock. Keep the line moving.
Yeah, just good at bats. Don't try and do too much. Take what the pitcher gives you. It's a lot easier to say that up here than it is to execute down in the field. I mean, instincts and emotions take over. You want to be the hero, and good at bats in this inning by each one of the Brewers. Good team baseball.
2 big innings from Coffey. Rivera lays off. Maka checking his lineup card. Hitters count here. Rivera ahead 2-1. And he lines one to Belliard, who makes the play, and a snap throw to second, not in time. Cameron able to get back. And that extends the inning. That'll give Catalinato a chance.
And another good approach by a Brewer hitter. Mike Rivera going to the opposite field. Hit it hard, but right at Belliard. Nothing worse than that. You finally get a start after almost 2 weeks. You hit the ball right on the nose, right at an infielder. I don't blame you.
All right, Riggleman is going to take the ball from Kensing. We'll take a timeout here as Joe Beimel, the former Dodger, is on the pitch. 7-5 Brewers. Stay with us. Coming right back. Brewers by 2, and Casey McGee, the man of the hour so far. A pinch hit, 2-run home run. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. That came in the 6th, and it put the Brewers on top. 6-5. Brewers have added 1 to it here in this inning, the 8th, and a 7-5 lead as we play with 2 outs and Cameron at second base. And with the left-hander Beimel coming in, Billy Hall will pinch hit for Ken Maka.
Yeah, 3 lefties down in that bullpen for the Nationals. Beimel, one of them. We've seen Burnett, former Brewer Ron Valone out there as well. Good numbers for Beimel. 1-5, but a good earned run average.
Two balls, no strikes on Hall. Trying to add to the pinch hitting numbers tonight. McGee with that pinch hit 2-run homer. Beimel behind him, 2 balls and no strikes. Cameron with good speed at second. Should score on a base hit. He'll be running with a crack of the bat with 2 outs. And that one's in the dirt and gets away from Bard. And Cameron to third. Wild pitch.
Obama coming in, having a tough time throwing strikes to Billy, trying to keep the ball down. He's not able to find a strike. Obama's walked 15 batters in just a little over 39 innings, so walks have been a bit of an issue for him this year.
Hall swinging away 3-0. Guzman makes a play. The inning is over. But the Brewers had a run, and it's a 2-run lead, 7-5, and it's Trevor time at Miller Park. Well, it's been 18 days since Hell's Bells rings through Miller Park. Hoffman's last save in this ballpark was the 11th of July against the Dodgers. He pitched last night and in there for a save tonight. And Zimmerman leads off and he chases the first pitch. Hoffman picked up his 22nd save on the road a week and a day ago in Pittsburgh. He's only blown 2 all season as he appears for the 31st time. And he's got to go right through the middle of the order. You figure at some point Adam Dunn is going to get an at-bat in this inning. Brewers lead by 2.
Now, didn't allow a run last night, but a little bit shaky. Hadn't pitched in a while, so I think Ken Maka very happy that he had an inning under his belt last night, or 2/3 anyway, to shake off some of that rust. Needs to be sharp here tonight.
Hoffman walked the first 2 batters he faced yesterday. There's a strike. 1-2. Hoffman got the next 2 out in the 9th inning yesterday, and then Maka didn't want to see him go any deeper in a pitch count, so he pulled him out, and then DeFelice stranded his base runners. Scoreless 2/3 for Hoffman last night. Different ball game tonight, a save situation, and Zimmerman is gone on strikes. Chased a breaking ball from Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah, that's something that he's been a little bit more of this year. A slider. Nice pitch. Down and away with 2 strikes. It surprised even Zimmerman.
One gone. Hoffman making a bid at career save number 577 tonight. All-time saves leader. With every save, he adds to that mark. Big cut from Nick Johnson on a fastball from Hoffman.
Can you say enough about the job Todd Coffey did tonight? Goodness.
2 scoreless.
Outstanding again.
Well, things got a little dicey in the 8th. Nyjer Morgan bunted for a single against Coffey, and then on a wild pitch, Morgan went from first to third. So Coffey was up there with a runner at third, the tying run, and just 1 out, but he got through Guzman and Willingham to win the inning. And a scoreless 8th. Parra in line for the win. It would be his 5th. As Hoffman makes a bid at his 23rd save. The 2-1. 3 balls and a strike.
Hey, no walks in this situation. You've got Adam Dunn looming on that Nationals bench. I would imagine Jim Riggleman going to use him at some point. He would prefer to have Dunn represent the tying run.
There's a strike. 3-2, well placed. The National League leader in saves is still Brian Wilson of the Giants with 26. Full count. And a bouncer back up the middle. Johnson on base for the 3rd time, and the Nationals will bring the tying run to the plate.
Did a nice job getting on top of a Trevor Hoffman pitch up in the strike zone. 85 miles an hour. More like a BP fastball than a changeup. And now with a man on, Adam Dunn moves into the on-deck circle.
So still a chance not to have to face Adam Dunn. A ground ball double play would end the game. Brewers are set up for one against Belliard. Hoffman's 22 saves, good enough for 8th best in the National League to start the day. Belliard's seen him plenty. 2 for 7 in his career, but Hoffman has struck him out 5 times. And he's behind him 2-0.
Belliard very dangerous in these situations. If he sees a fastball, he's going to take a rip and try and hit one out of here. Got some pop, but he's only got the 2 home runs this year. Hadn't had too many at bats.
Just 123 at bats this season. There's a strike. Fastball from Hoffman.
Well placed on the outside corner.
Two balls and a strike on the Nationals second baseman. Swing and a miss. Threw him the Bugs Bunny pitch. And it's 2-2.
Could have swung at that one twice. 73 miles an hour.
Well, he laid off this pitch. Another changeup from Hoffman. And the count's 3-2. Do the Nationals dare send Nick Johnson at first base in this spot? Adam Dunn looms large in the on-deck circle.
I don't see him running. He doesn't have a very big lead, and Trevor Hoffman more of a fly ball pitcher.
Brewers set up for a double play. And a pop up. Fielder wants it. Out out number 2. But a titanic matchup coming up between Hoffman and big Adam Dunn, who hit one completely out of Miller Park yesterday. No opponent has ever hit more home runs in this ballpark than Adam Dunn.
Adam Dunn, a big-time guess hitter. If I was a betting man, he'd be sitting on a changeup in this situation. He'll go up there and wait for a pitch, even with 2 strikes.
Runner takes off, Nick Johnson. And a strike from Hoffman. Johnson got a huge jump. The Brewers weren't holding him on.
Now let him go. His run doesn't mean anything. And if there's any more doubt that he's looking changeup, he just took a fastball right down the pipe. That fastball split home plate right in half.
Does have a homer against Hoffman. That was as a member of the Reds. Oh, what a matchup this is. Hang on to your hat. And Dunn swings and misses. A changeup from Hoffman, and it's 0-2. Seven to 5 Brewers in front of 32,992. A strike away from a win. With the dangerous bat of Adam Dunn at the plate. 26 long balls this year. The 0-2. Struck him out! Hoffman gets him on a changeup. His signature